Once, he was just a teacher. Not a hero, not a soldier, just a man who loved his family and his work. Every morning began the same. The smell of coffee, the soft breath of a child, his wife's laughter. His son was only 2 months old, tiny fingers, curious eyes. "He's starting to look like you," his wife smiled. He laughed, touching the baby's little hand. Everything felt so right, so peaceful. And then came the morning of February 24th. He didn't wake up to the alarm, but to explosions. A dull thud, then another. The windows rattled. Outside, a flash of light and a neighbor's scream. What was that?" his wife asked. He looked out the window. A column of smoke was rising over the city. The phone rang. "They've cacked," it swore. He turned to his wife and quietly said, "The war has begun." And those 2 words changed their lives forever. The city was engulfed in chaos, sirens, traffic jams, lines at the ATMs. He realized he needed to get the essentials: food, medicine, baby formula. They ran out of the house. The frost bit his face, and his breath turned into mist. Near the pharmacy, a huge line. People were silent, some trembling. "There's nothing for infants," the pharmacist said wearily. "What are we going to do?" His wife looked at him in desperation. He ran to another pharmacy, then another. Everywhere, empty. Terminals weren't working. ATMs were out of cash. Before his eyes, store shelves were emptying. Water, bread, baby cereal, nothing left. When he finally found 1 pack of formula, his heart trembled. It felt like a small victory in a world that was falling apart. At the gas stations, chaos. Cars stretched in kilometer-long lines. 15 degrees below zero. People stood for 5 hours. Some turned on their engines just to get a little warmth. He waited for his turn. His fingers could no longer feel the steering wheel. When he finally reached the pump, the attendant said, "No more. 20 liters, that's the limit." He nodded. He understood. It would only get harder from here. In the evening, they sat in silence. Their son slept at his mother's breast. In the distance, explosions flashed outside the window. "I just hope he doesn't wake up from the sirens," his wife whispered. "He won't have time to. We'll leave tomorrow." He knew. Tomorrow would no longer be the same as before. In the morning, he helped his wife and child into the car. He adjusted the blanket and touched his son's cheek. "You'll go. I'm going to the enlistment office." "But you don't even know how to shoot," she said through tears. "I'll learn. We can't just keep waiting anymore." The car slowly drove away. He stood on the road, listening to the sound of the tires crunching over the snow. That sound seemed to carry away his entire past life. At the enlistment office, no one asked questions. A line of men, each with fear in their eyes. "Teacher?" the officer asked. "Teacher," he replied. "Well, teachers are needed too. We'll assign you to the territorial defense." They handed him a rifle and 2 magazines of ammunition. No body armor, no uniform. Only the cold, the waiting, and the feeling that there was no way back anymore. That day, he understood one thing. The old world was gone. And now his new goal was to survive. To hear his son's laughter once more. to make the smell of coffee in the morning mean again. Home. He stood at the gates of the base. Snow crunched under his boots as if time itself was breaking with him. In his hands, a rifle. In his eyes, fear and determination. "Ready?" the officer asked. He nodded, not because he was ready, but because he had no choice. He whispered softly, "I'll come back."